Germany, because they're, I think, way more experienced. Obviously, it's a very new team, with a lot of very young players in the French squad. So I definitely think England will win by about 20, I'm going to say, just because of the experience value.
Jamie Jones, could I offer up a French side who will be determined to build on a disappointing World Cup campaign?
I think they'll be full of enthusiasm and youthfulness, but I completely agree with Seb. I think too many of those England players are coming into their prime. Tamsin Reynolds, Leah Burke, we've seen a VT about her and the way that she's developed. But for me, the interest will be how Tara-Jayne Stanley links up with the halfback Zoe Harris and Georgia Roach. We listened to Stu Barrow talking about the delivery of Kira Bennett from dummy half. Well, that trilogy, if you like, is going to be the key to how good England are today.
Lovely smile from Tara-Jayne Stanley as Jodie Cunningham delivered her final message. Stu Barrow anticipates the kick-off to his tenure as England coach. You can enjoy it now with Courtney Winfield-Hill, Barry McDermott, and our lead commentator. Good afternoon, Mark Wilson.
Yeah, good afternoon, Brian. Special occasion after the disappointment of last year's World Cup. A new era begins for England Women's Rugby League. Stuart Barrow in his first game in charge. And the road to France 2025 starts here. They'll take on a new look France side who've made plenty of changes but still contain 9 of their 17 who played in the World Cup, so plenty of experience from the French. But England will look to hit the ground running here, and they'll look to be, as Stuart Barrow told us yesterday, aggressive in defence, and that's an awful start for the French. And for all the team talks in the world, Courtney, that is the worst possible start.
Oh, look, just after we're talking about drawing a line in the sand and letting that World Cup go, you start with an error.
When you ready?
But look, it's 80 minutes still to go, right? So let's hope that they can come out firing soon.
Relatively short goal line dropout, so England will get an early chance, and they'll start 20 metres away. Bennett at dummy half will get the ball away, carried forward now by Hoyle, 12 metres away. So a chance either side. They've got numbers to the right-hand side. Harris will drop the ball back inside to the new captain, Jodie Cunningham. But France defending pretty well. They are short to the left, France. They're defending quite narrow at the moment, and England may have spotted that, and that's where they're going now. Strong, determined carry, but the French get bodies around the ball, and they stop the offload. 5 away, but they are short on that side, and that's where England are going, and it's going to be a try in at the corner. And it's Leah Burke, who had a fantastic start to her international career. She's off and running in 2023. England lead by 4 points to 0.
Well done, Mark. You spotted it, didn't you? There were numbers to England's left. France was short on their defensive line right. Here's the mistake from the kick-off. Wonderful start from England. Tara-Jayne Stanley puts it into space. You should never let a rugby league ball bounce. And then from that mistake, from that field position, a patient approach. And a beautiful delivery there, wasn't it, from Georgia Roach? They could have been tempted on the previous tackle, maybe just force the offload. I think it's Holly May Dodd, goes into contact, doesn't force it, and the overlap is created. Perfect start from England.
And Leah Burke, gee, haven't we seen her recently go over a lot in that left-hand corner? But I think you could see it entering here. They set up over here on this right-hand side, quite a condensed French defensive line, and all of a sudden you've got wingers coming into that scrum line, out of position second rower. It was always going to be easy takings for Leah Burke out there.
Yeah, to start for Tara-Jayne Stanley then from the sideline. But Leah Burke continues her good run. No gymnastics required on this occasion. It's Tara-Jayne Stanley, the reigning woman of steel. Looks to add the extras from out wide. That's a pretty good effort. Oh, it strikes the upright and it's waved away. Let's get down to pitch side then, John Wells.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mark. Just a quick weather report for you. It's beautiful conditions for fast-flowing rugby league. Conditions could not be better. Warm, still, pitch in great condition. And just a quick word on Stu Barrow. Talked about the importance of starting fast. He knew how difficult the start to the game this fixture was last year. Well, he's got his wish, hasn't he? What a beautiful pass from Georgia Roach for that opening try.
Yeah, perfect start for England. France, well, their game starts here, doesn't it? They'll look now to put some pressure on England as they get us back underway. They had that big win over Serbia as a warm-up to this one, but this is an entirely different test. And the ball caught on the near side. Renouf brings it forward.
It will be a more measured start from England. They received the kick. It was a perfect start, beginning to the game. Stuart Barrow talked about it before the game, how he was going to attack France, what he was looking for, what his players were going to recognise and exploit. And a good start by Leah Burke, of course, scored 6 tries for England in the World Cup, so she's picked up where she left off.
Certainly has. England keeping it in the middle of the field. Great run, good determined run from Hoyle. Gets England up towards the halfway line. Bennett gets it away. Cunningham hands on the ball. Carries forward again. Last one.
On the line.
2 drop back for the French, awaiting the kick that goes over the top. It should bounce between the 2 French players. Are they going to let this roll out? Ooh, again, a little bit of indecision. I think they touched that. And it's another error. This time it's Margot Canal, and just a little bit of indecision there.
Yeah, look, and I think early in the game, maybe she could have let that go. However, early in the game, you just want to take that bounce out of the equation, get your hands on the ball and get back into play.
France with more work to do as they'll restart from underneath their own posts again. England getting good ball here, and they'll bring the ball forward now. Liv Wood, York player heavily involved in England's World Cup campaign, sets the platform. 20 away. They come down this near side. Rudge, the experience. Emily Rudge, still a big part of this England squad. As now they'll attack the short side here. They get it away. The pass, though, from Renouf was just in front of Partington, and that is a missed opportunity.
A real shame. Good field position for England. You can see them attacking this short side. There seemed enough defenders, so the overcall from Zoe Harris must have come.
Use the line.
Tamsin Renouf coming back into the side. Some good build-up play, wasn't there? I came to watch the team train yesterday. Lois Fossell heavily involved with the forwards, the ruck players and the interplay. Forwards passing to forwards. So I expect to see that over the course of the game.
Well, what we've already seen on Sky Sports this year in the Women's Super League is that the forwards involved today, they're no nonsense. They go forwards. They like the hard work, as France will look to bring it forward from inside their own 20. Ramos with a little run there. They'll come down this near side. That's a better run. Oh, an offload there. Picked up by Canal, who now will skip back in field, but runs straight into the arms of Shona Hoyle. Not only do they like carrying it, they like tackling as well, these front rowers.
Shona Hoyle's really come on over the last couple of years, thriving on the international stage. And looking at the bench, Vicky Whitfield and Grace Field. Grace Field, who plays for York. When they played St Helens York, she put about 4 or 5 shots on in that game, so very physical presence.
High kick, no depth on it though. Tara Jane Stanley though won't get to it. It's knocked on, but France are going to be offside, so it's been a shaky start, I think it's fair to say, from the visitors today, France.
Yeah, it has. It has been a shaky start, and continually inviting the opposition, and an opposition like England. You have a look at possession, most of it has been in England's better half. Fingers crossed we can see them build into this 80 minutes.
There goes Bennett. Stanley in a dummy half will play the ball now, gets it away to Zoe Harris. Harris turns the ball back inside. Liv Wood carries it strongly. And England are back in the French 20 now. They're looking to that left-hand side again. Here now is Roach, short ball. Good defence though from France. They got the numbers right there. Again though, England are looking down that short side, and that's where they're going now. And they're going to try and get in again at the corner. It's a heroic effort. That's great defence on the line from France.
Well, they hold her up, don't they, France? But the growing influence that Georgia Roach is having on the side is obvious for all to see. Leah Burke just can't get that ball down, but she has a wonderful balance, doesn't she, Georgia Roach, and a communication with everybody around. She's putting the high kick up.
She is, and a chance on this near side. It's dropped again by France. Should be a big chance here for Cunningham going for the line. Late offload. Was that picked up cleanly? The referee might say there was a knock-on. They'll come back for that one. But France at the moment, when England kick it, Courtney, France just can't catch it.
Yeah, look, it's one of those things, isn't it, where it's a bit of an attitude thing. You have got to want the ball to come to you. When you're standing there in the back of your head, you must be saying to yourself, kick it to me. If you're not saying that, you're probably going to get into strife at some point.
Well, England here looking to attack from the scrum. They're lined up away to that left-hand side. Big danger here, you feel, as Harris will put the ball in. England now get it away. Big ball out wide. Tara Jane Stanley, unselfish pass, and they're in again at the corner. Leah Burke makes it 2 inside the opening 9 minutes. Bit of inevitability about that. England down that left-hand side, threatening, and they execute beautifully.
Yeah, and as we see there, I think one of the best evolutions I've seen from last year to this year has been out the back of Tara Stanley. Obviously, during the World Cup, played in that centre position, but she's come back into that fullback role, and I think that experience has really helped her vision and her hands. And as we can see there, really simple job out the back to find Leah Burke into a corner. She's tallying them up, Leah Burke. She does this for fun.
Oh, listen, it's beautiful to watch, but what about the role of Amy Hardcastle? Anybody that watches Northern Hemisphere Women's Rugby League will know the threat Amy Hardcastle has when she carries the ball. Destructive, beautiful balance. You know, she's quick and got good pace, but on that occasion, good decision to go out the back to the fullback who just feeds the winger in for the corner. Again, basic mistakes costing France.
It looks so simple, but it takes practice, and you've got to execute the skill, haven't you?
Absolutely, and it's not just one person executing skill, it's timing of everybody around you that enables that space and time on the ball. As you said there, Amy Hardcastle, she's bait. She is absolute bait for a defensive line.
This kick waved away this time. 8 points to 0. England lead. Leah Burke with an early double.
It's beautiful setup play, but watch what Georgia Roach does. She offers the ball to Amy Hardcastle, just makes the defenders stand up, puts it behind to the fullback, Tara Jane Stanley. Good skill, good timing of the pass, and she doesn't get them wrong, does she?
One thing I noticed watching France at the World Cup, they're very aggressive defensively, but they do defend quite narrow. Once the ball went out wide, certainly against New Zealand and Australia, and we've seen it now against England, they're a bit fragile on the edges, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely, and I think, you know, there are times when you can be condensed in defence if you've got the athleticism and speed. Against a team like New Zealand and Australia, we saw that their core skill got on the outside too easily, too often.
Yeah, up the middle, good tackle though, centre of the field there. The French forwards getting stuck in. There's Le Gout, really good tackle there. There's now a little bit of room for Holly May Dodd, who carries. Go to the NRLW, of course, after this. I'm sure she'll line up that competition as an offload there. Hardcastle couldn't take it in. And fair play to the French on that occasion. They got bodies in front of Hardcastle and forced the error.
Yep, and hopefully this is the first chance we see France to come into some good ball of their own.
That's beautiful stuff, though, isn't it, Courtney? When you see players getting their arm through contact, it's Jodie Cunningham, nice footwork, one-handed presentation, it just bounces off Amy Hardcastle into a French player. That's where the knock-on comes. But limited time, limited preparation. Stuart Barrow has probably had one session, and he hasn't had all his team. So it's about the process. He's trying to get them into a mindset where it's not always about how much and how often they can get on the field. It's the understanding they have.
Yeah, well, we're all focused on what happens today and how they play today. He'll very much be looking further down the line, of course. World Cup just a couple of years away. It'll be here as soon as there's the ball up towards halfway. Ramos in at dummy half. Gets it away for the French now. Looking, they've got a deep line, but they play short. Good aggressive defence from England. Barros was expecting France to throw it around here. They, of course, scored all those tries against Serbia. As now they'll look to work in on that right-hand side. Nice one. Ramos makes a way over, so can they get a kick away this time? Well, they're going to go down the short side. Ramos pinching some metres, offloads back into Beville, needs to offload it. Can't offload it, but it was worth a shot down the short side.
Yeah, look, I think if in support it might have been a chance, but I do think it's a missed opportunity there. You know, turning it back over on the 30, it won't be long. England will be back over the other side of halfway. a decent kick from the French deep into England's territory. I would have liked to have seen England come off their try line there.
There's been a big change in the halves for the French. You've got teenager Mahout Pommier in there, and a learning experience for them as well, as England 40 off their own line, carry it forward. Stanley tackle just short of the halfway line. Bennett will jump out a dummy half, plays it short. Tackle again, centre field. Doreen Samara experience for the French. Set restart though for England. Short pass to Rudge. Rudge bumping off middle of the field. That's a good carry.
Some lovely work in the forwards. It was the run from Shauna Hoyle that forced the referee to give England 6 again. Here she is on the ball. A lot of work from the front rower early doors.
What can England do then here? Harris gets it. Well, spin it out the back to a Saints teammate, Cunningham. Cunningham halfway through, dragged down from behind. Vital tackle there. Good tackle from Pommier, but England are 10 away. Wood will carry it, sidesteps one. Again, a good shot there from Samara, needed to be as well. England lining up that left edge attack, not the best pass. It'll fall kindly though, it's picked up by Holly May Dodd, but oh, that's a high tackle. Baville there went high on Dodd, and they look to be coping reasonably well there, France, but they've given England yet another set of 6.
It's nice footwork from Dodd. He just collects a high challenge, but more pressure for France to try and absolve here. They need to defend a set of 6 for their own confidence, don't they?
Well, there's a knock on there, and Bennett just trying to play a little bit too fast on that occasion.
Stuart Barrow talked about playing wide from the ruck. You can see obviously there's a player, French player, probably just distracting Keira Bennett, but he talked about his side playing wide from the ruck, and Keira Bennett being a player who can deliver an 8, 10, 12 metre pass. You can just see with 15 minutes on the clock, an element of fatigue just started to creep into her game now.
Great to see the crowd still building up, of course. The men's international to follow here. Kicks off later on this afternoon. You'll see it right here, all from 4:15 on Sky Sports Arena. England taking on France. And the crowd building up. Great to see so many youngsters as well coming to watch the women's game. She's growing. There's now the ball taken forward. Oh, another big tackle. They try to offload that, and it's going to be a set restart. So it was a little bit risky, but it's paid off for the French.
Again, what great habits. If your side makes a mistake, backs it up with good defence. Punishing defence from England.
Certainly is. Look at the head rocky back, but in fairness to Zagdoudi, he was looking offload. Now France have got a bit of shape about them. Not the best pass out wide, and great work there from the debutant Partington, came racing off the touchline and makes a tackle on halfway, but that was the best we've seen from France.
Starting to see things open up here. Opportunities, we see numbers there. If we can just get the skill and those tip-ons to the wingers, might see a little bit of joy here for the French.
Well, they've got it. Up to the 40 they go. Samara hit hard, but trying to offload again. The two number 13s going head-to-head here. As France now work downfield. What have they got? They're moving it along the back line now. Out wide they go. Caressa has it wrapped up. Last one. Now can France get a good kick away here? Put pressure on the England back line. Well, Ramos is... Oh, she was going to go down the short side again. And the tackle made, an error of the halfbacks. We mentioned their new halfback partnership. Have they got to really try and grab hold of this when France have got the ball in good areas?
Absolutely, but you know, we talk about combinations and partnerships, but I think the last 2 errors and the finishes to the last 2 sets has got nothing to do with combinations and partnerships. Someone within the halves, if someone stands up and dictates and determines where they're going to finish off a clean set.
Well, Bennett has earned a penalty there, and that's trademark number 9 stuff, isn't it? Looking up, seeing offside defenders, and Bennett was alert to that. Takes the 10 metres on offer and earns a penalty as well. So they'll tap it here. Roach will dummy 1, dummy 2. A high tackle missed, and Roach is tackled. 35 away. Bennett waits at dummy half. Scruffy play of the ball, but England have it. Here now goes Holly May Dodd looking for an offload. Can't find one. It's 20 metres away, England back attacking again. Bennett jumps out a dummy half. Gets another 10 metres downfield. The French defence being tested. England lining up to the right this time. Harris has it. Harris feints to drop off, gets the ball out the back to Tara Jane Stanley. Chance here for Partington. Did well to catch the bouncing ball. Cuts back in, looking for a debut try, but won't get it on this occasion again. Credit the French, they're back in numbers, making the tackles. But England now with Tara Jane Stanley trying to poach one from close in. And again, the French defence does enough. Last one. Harris now just going to dribble the kick through. They let it bounce again. Can England get to it? No, they can't.
20.
Just too strong, wasn't it, from England? Good pressure. And for France, it will do their confidence some good to be on the right side of that. She's only just too short, isn't she, Shauna Hoyle? Good work ethic.
Move. Hold.
There's a knock on there from France. Yeah, it doesn't matter what level, what variation of rugby league that you play. If you keep making mistakes, if you keep handing the ball over in a fashion that isn't on your terms, you're going to put yourself under enormous pressure. Coming away from their own line, they've made a couple of those mistakes, haven't they, Courtney?
Back up then.
Yeah, we're seeing this. It's a little bit of deja vu coming out of this end today, isn't it?
It is. England with good ball again. Ball moved across. Here comes Hardcastle.
Move. Keep working right hand side.
Renee Dodd showing her versatility. We've seen her playing in the halves, playing in the back row. Can do it all. 15 away. Bennett options to the right. Turns it back here and a big carry. Well, they're sleeping on the short side. They were determined run. And it's a great try. Shauna Hoyle going back down the short side. Powers over. The French had switched off. And they are made to pay.
Well, she deserves that, Shauna Hoyle. She's worked incredibly hard in the opening quarter of this game. Cuts back across the ruck, finds a couple of defenders that probably have switched off mentally, but she shows all the power and determination to get over the line. You can see goes from the right to the left side, a couple of missed tackles, but she makes those missed tackles. Shauna Hoyle, great stuff and a big start from the number 10.
Yeah.
On the back of that error 2 minutes ago from the French, it was interesting watching the body language. There's hands on heads, there's hands on hips from their middles. They're fatigued, so no surprises that Shauna Hoyle, with all the enthusiasm in the world, she loves getting over that white line, finds her way through the middle of the pitch quite easily with some decent footwork.
And this a little bit more straightforward kick for Tara Jane Stanley. You see the French there, just underneath the post. A little bit of an inquest going on for them. But if they keep making errors at that end of the field, then they'll keep standing under those posts, and that's the problem at the moment.
Look, I think any sport, especially at international level, is hard enough as it is, let alone when you're punishing yourselves with simple core errors.
So here's the kick then. Tara Jane Stanley looks on her account and does exactly that. England extend their lead to 14 points to 0. Let's get down then to pitch side. John Wells.
Thanks, Brad. Yeah, so far so good for England, but the French coaching team really unhappy. We doorstep them. They have instructed, demanded that the French team finish their sets with the kicks. What you guys have been saying in the commentary box, it's not lost on this coaching team. Get the kick at the end of the set. That is priority number 1.
Cheers, John. Romain Mayo doesn't look too happy, does he? And probably rightly so at the moment. You see that completion right there, 25%. That needs to improve, and improve quickly. France have showed glimpses with ball in hand, but they've got to earn the right to play, haven't they? They've got to knock a few sets out first.
Well, England have had virtually all the possession in their opponent's half, haven't they? Good carry from the kickoff. And it was interesting watching after that try had been scored, while the conversion's being taken, the main voice, the main person was Jodie Cunningham. What difference do you think Jodie Cunningham, from your time as an England player, will show now she's the leader and the captain?
Well, we'll come back to that in a minute, Courtney, because England are away here. Here goes Hardcastle. We've seen this before. And the tackle made 25 away, so England on the front foot again. Harris, here is Cunningham. Nice ball, gets it out wide. Lovely pass, here's a chance. Renouf going for the corner. Great finish from England. Lovely hands. And Tamsin Renouf, back in England colours, is on the try scorers list. That was nice play from England.
It was terrific play there, and it was actually really well done by Samara at the back there to stop Amy Hardcastle. Too often she gets through and just gives that big left-hand fend. But on the back of that, momentum's generated, wasn't it? And welcome back to the international stage, Tamsin Renouf.
It's beautiful hands in it, really slick. Talked about skill and execution at the highest level. I was talking about the captain, the skipper, the leader, and it doesn't matter whether she's wearing the armband or not. Jodie Cunningham does what's best for everybody around her. She just simply passes that ball on and gives time and space to the people outside her.
Yeah, I think that's Jodie's versatility, isn't it? She's played so many positions over the years. She's gone from 9, 13, second row, halfback. She's played fullback. She's played everywhere, and I think that experience gives her a skill set. And sometimes it's the simple skills done really well that are most effective, and I think that's what Jodie prides herself on.
A tough kick for Tara-Jayne Stanley. 6 in from touch. And about to make some changes here. As the kick sent towards the post. This looks pretty good. That's very good. Lovely kick. Might not matter so much today, but goal kicking at international level could be crucial, and those are the types of kick you want your kickers to be making.
Absolutely. And, you know, I know she had a tough time through the World Cup with lots of difficult kicks, and it'll be nice for her to slot one across. That's a terrific kick from the edge of the pitch there.
And one of those first tactical changes that the coach Stuart Barrow talked about, he's brought on Sinead Peach's. Bodies look tired and there's a little bit of fatigue in the ranks of the French players. Well, Sinead Peach is going to look to tear them to shreds. Good opening stint from Kira Bennett.
Another catch from Harris. And look, dummy half position. England are blessed with talent, aren't they? And it's a chance to put a marker down for Peach. A chance to put a marker down for all these England players, of course. Competition for place is crucial, as here now goes another one off the bench. Vicky Whitfield, great carry. That's the type of first carry you want, as Peach now is looking.
Go free.
Ball now works its way onto this near side. Cunningham, short pass to Rudge. Good defence from the French, who've made changes of their own. Sagala in with a tackle. As the ball now works its way across field. Dummy back on the inside. Roach just ran behind her own teammate there, has to come back. They went a little bit high there, the French. Last one. Pitch waits.
Hold right hand side.
York player now.
Let's play.
England were hoping for a penalty. They don't get one. Harris is going to go high. Can the French come up with a ball here? No, they can't. And that is becoming a big problem now, isn't it? That's not the first one that Margot Canal has failed to catch, and England has spotted a weakness here, and they're going to keep going to it.
Yeah, and why shouldn't they? That's the game, isn't it? It's about tactics, and Zoe Harris there putting a nice simple kick into that 10-metre corner and comes up with the result she was looking for.
England actually had more players available on the left, but knowing and understanding the vulnerability of this left edge for France meant that Zoe Harris called it and got it.
Well, here they are coming back down this near side. Partington going for the corner, and debut try it is! Emily Partington is over. The St Helens star on debut, and what a special moment for her. What a special moment for her family as well. Partington over, England score again on the back of another French error.
Well, again, England being able to capitalise on the mistakes of their opponents. Zoe Harris puts it high, and they can't handle it, France. The ball is dropped, the mistake is made, and from that scrum, good skill, good early passes, and she would not be denied Ebony Partington. And you can see how popular a try that is. Everybody in to celebrate. Early passes, space created, and she's delighted to get that try on her debut.
Everybody loves a debutante getting over the line, don't they? I think she hasn't been in the squad long, but when people get around a young player like that, I think it says a lot about them as a person. Obviously, she's already connecting really well with her team, and she'll have an impact long-term, no doubt.
And you'd like to think that the French players and the French team are going to get around each other and just, you know, you make a couple of mistakes, heads start going, there's talk and communication, but Margot Canal has been responsible for a few of those drop balls now.
Yeah, here is Tara-Jayne Stanley out wide again. Just landed one from this side. Can she follow suit again? Has it got the legs? No, just underneath. So missed conversion there. But 11 to go to the break, and England is starting to cut loose here. And again, it's a scrum play.
One thing I have noticed just with those scrum plays and defensively from the French, with those scrum plays, you've got time. There's no excuses not to have your spacings sorted on that line. So I would like to think that come second half they'll be spoken to in the sheds, and they can look to rectify that.
When confidence goes, your communication goes a little bit quiet. It's important you start talking more once you've made those mistakes, not numbering off. That's going to cost. And is it 3 tries in 6 minutes for England now?
It is, as Whitfield goes forward. And a good start to the England set for them. Rudge now leads the charge.
I talked about Grace Field, Mark. She's on the field. One of my favourite players to watch, the number 16 for England.
Off the line, what a shot that was! Sarah Mena! Wow!
Vicky Whitfield, first run. Sorry, Vicky Molyneux.
That was a good shot. Sarah Mena, have a look at this.
And it's shots like that that you just hope the French just cling on to, and the attitudes now lift.
Last tackle for England. You mentioned that France will be aggressive centre field. That wasn't the best pass. Roach has got work to do here on the back foot. Will find a kick. France come up with the ball this time over on the far side and running across the field, and Molyneux decides it's time to get some retribution.
She's got it in her brain, hasn't she? She's got it in her mind. Somebody's having it.
Wigan player. France defended okay there now. What can they do with ball in hand? 9 to go to the break. Ramos gets it away over on that far side. England shooting out of the line and making tackles. It needs to be a little bit quicker, doesn't it, from France at the moment?
Go free.
On the short side they go again. England's defence alert.
Move. Hold. Go for.
Here goes Mena. Nice one, just short of the halfway line.
Could this be the first, one of the few occasions they've got to the kick?
Yeah, they go high again. England have got time at the back. It's taken by Leah Burke, who will head in field and looks to break some tackles up towards halfway.
Well, if our stats are correct, that's only the 3rd time that France have had possession and completed a set. It's too difficult at this level not to be up somewhere near 70 or 80%.
Stanley tackled inside the 40. They go short side with Peach. Peach offers a dummy, goes again. Looks to offload, still going. 20 away. Ball now here. Molyneux sidestepping through. Tackled 10 metres out. England looking for a 6th try here. Peach has got Roach to the left-hand side. Here is Roach now. Short pass, trying to crash their way through, but France survive. England again a loading short side. Last tackle. Roach put under pressure. The kick through is going to stay in goal. France have got to deal with this. And the ball is grounded behind the line. So France this time defuse the kick through. Roach there under pressure. That's a good little kick. And in the end, Ramazelles gets the ball down.
They did remarkably well, didn't they? All the pressure on Georgia Roach. She still manages to find the composure to put the kick in, chase up, and leaving France no option.
Well, and restart again. Harris catches. Here comes Whitfield now. Runs it forward, 15 away. Will play the ball now. Sinead Peach has it. Molyneux just slipped as she tried to sidestep forward. Ball now to Harris. Harris goes out the back. Stanley into the line. Stanley with a burst of pace, and Stanley will score. The reigning woman of steel slices through, and England do have their 6th try. And they're starting to cut loose, much to the delight of the growing crowd here at the Halliwell Jones Stadium.
Yeah, I think this side has been a little bit quiet this afternoon, hasn't it? But it's lovely to see Zoe Harris calling the plays. You can see here, goes at the line. Lovely work from Emily Rudge again. Opens up that space for Tara Jane Stanley, and she only needs a few inches and she'll pin her ears back.
It's a real instinct she's got when she's facing open play. Defenders unsure, lack of communication. She only has one thought in her brain. She's looking for somebody to buy that dummy that she's trying to sell.
Always fullbacks, halves, everyone, we always say run to score first, isn't it? And the way Tara's running that hole, ideally, obviously, run to score first if you then can get it to your centres and wingers. But like I said, you don't need to give her a sniff, and she'll take it every day.
There's the kick then. Stanley looking to convert her own try.
Time off.
This for a 30-point advantage. That's a better strike, and that one does go through the middle. England lead by 30 points to 0. Let's head down to pitch side then and speak to the French coach, Romain Mello. Romain, too many errors from your side early on here.
Yes, we have a bad start, and we lost our confidence after. So we need to keep the ball and try to catch the ball and to put the pressure on the English team.
You are defending well in the middle of the field, but England are causing you problems out wider.
Yes, it's true, and we need to push more on the side.
Thank you, Romain. Thank you. As Stu Barrow just making his way down to pitch side there as well. His first 36 minutes as an England coach have gone reasonably well. And England's coming forward. I think, Courtney, the message quite clear, isn't it, from the French? They've just got to complete more. They've got to catch the ball at the back.
We can overcomplicate it, our game, can't we, sometimes? But it's the simple things that win us games, or at least keep us in games quite often. No doubt they'll be looking to go back to that in the second half. Just interested here, a few more fatigue. We've got 4 minutes on the clock. Watch out, Sinead Peach will be, the eyes will be up, looking for those forwards to push through the middle.
She's on the ball now off forwards. England just over the halfway line.
Let's go.
Well, now with Harris. Harris feigns the handoff and gets it away to Rudge. And Rudge now bursting through. Emily Rudge, has she got the pace? She's got the determination. She's dragged down a few metres short. The French line busted either side. England take their pick, but Rudge is slow. She got an injury in there. They're going to go out wide here. The ball bounces off Leah Burke's knees, and England could not convert a gilt-edged opportunity.
What a shame. Look at this. Beautiful angle, wonderful acceleration, veers away from the fullback. And you think, don't you, that the handoff and the determination is good enough, but you can see from that angle there, she rolls her ankle. She's slow to get up. It looks like the physio wants to take a closer look. He's given the sign to change Emily Rudge.
Yeah, I think she just got her knee and lower leg.
I think she saw
tackle,
her ankle as the players were desperately trying to stop her. Rolled a little bit. But what an athlete she is.
Well, what a servant she's been for England Rugby League and Women's Rugby League in general. Emily Rhodes, I thought there's nothing in that, and that is just a precaution. England's leading cap in the women's game. 31st today, and hopefully a few more to come as well, as France looking to see out the half here, but again they're penned in their own end of the field.
Right hand side, hold, go, 3.
England defend nicely. Another problem that the French have got, and something they're going to have to improve, as they've earned themselves a penalty here, that will help, is the kicking game, Courtney. They don't quite have the depth of kick maybe that England have got.
Yeah, definitely not. You know, I'm a kicker, I'm biased, but I do think it's an underestimated skill within a team. You look at the cheap and easy meters you can make, and it's not just the meters, it's can we force teams to come out of where we want them to come out of.
Right, as they do kick for touch, let's get down to pitch side. And John Wells has got some news regarding Emily Rhodes.
Yeah, just a short one on Emily. It doesn't look too concerned. It was a little knee injury. She's gone down the tunnel to get it checked out. As she walked by, Stu Barrow grabbed her and asked if she was okay. And her reply to that was, yes, I think I'll be fine. If I'd like to come back on, if that's okay with you. So.
Yeah. I think you could run Emily Rudge over with a tank and she'd say she was all right to come back on.
She's playing for a country, and the pride and the passion she's putting on show. Obviously, she's handed the armband over to a great friend, Jodie Cunningham, but there's no lack of commitment.
The rain has just started here in Warrington. It's going to make it a little bit awkward as France look to end the half on a high. Inside the 40 they go. Tackles in hand here. Ramos gets it away. That's a better pass. Here's Bavile, who's not really had any ball of note. She's a threat, we know that. Played with Wigan in the Super League here in England. Inside the 20 they go. Good shot goes in there from Grace Field. England have been good defensively thus far, and that is half-time. France can't quite get to the end of the set. Stu Barrow will be pretty happy with his opening 40 minutes. Leah Burke with an opening double had England off to a flying start. Tara Jane Stanley also crossing in that first half. Problems for the French, inability to complete sets and deal with a high ball was something that they want to sort out. But all in all, a pretty comprehensive opening for England. They lead France at the break by 30 points to 0.
Thank you very much, Mark. A flying start, a flying first 40 minutes of 2023 for the England women's team under Stuart Barrow. 6 tries and a 30-0 lead over the French, who have at times done their very best and tried to offer up a little bit of resistance. We're going to analyse the first 40 minutes of what you have just seen in the company of Jamie Jones-Buchanan and World Cup winner Seb Bishara. Join us after this. England leading France 30-0 at half-time. We've got golf coming up for you tonight on Sky Sports Golf. It's day 3. The LPGA Tour continues. Monday you can see netball, Manchester Thunder taking on London Pulse. Sky Sports Arena, 5:15 for that from the Netball Super League. Now, coming up a little later on, you'll see some stars of the Betfred Super League in action as Sean Wayne's England take on Laurent Fresneu's French side. 4:15, Sky Sports Arena for the second of our international doubleheader here at the Halliwell Jones Stadium in Warrington. At half-time in Game 1, England women's side have a very, very healthy 30-0 half-time lead over their French counterparts. Let's have a look at the stats. After the first half, obviously you would expect that to be as dominant as the scoreline. 80% completion rate for the England side, just 42% for the French, who are struggling to gain any possession. Tackles missed, have a look at that. None by Stuart Barrow's women's side. 20 by France in 40 minutes. As France had that warm-up game against Serbia in March to prepare for this one. It is England's first outing of 2023. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Seb Bishara, you wouldn't know it. So well have England started, Seb.
I think it's amazing how they've started, but Obviously, France are making a lot of mistakes, and there's a bit of a pattern here. They make a mistake, England score a try, and England are doing a really good job on capitalising on on those mistakes and scoring tries off of them. And France has just got to clean that up. Some of those mistakes are unacceptable. I was expecting a few mistakes from them because it's a new team, young players coming back together for the first time, and obviously you make more mistakes. Some of them are just you can't forgive those kind of mistakes.
Well, let's continue on that theme. You make a mistake, England punish it. Is how the game started. Tara-Jane Stanley, Jamie Jones-Buchanan kicked the game off. Error from France, try from England.
I've had a lot of opportunities of England, but they've been really disciplined. Even though they've been making breaks and creating opportunities for offloads, they've not forced it for me. They're not structured, but I think they've got loads of really good shape. But they kicked the game off. They wanted a great start, and when you're coming off at back fence here, you want to get it and get into the game, get your first tackle that way, make a meal of it, and French are camped down on their own line. And we talked about Kira Bennett's service to Georgia Roach there and onto Leah Burke and her first try. We talked about her development, and these are the fruits of the hard work she's put in. Again, Tara-Jane Stanley just shipping that ball, and that's the type of skill that wins World Cups.
Tara-Jane unsuccessful conversion, 8-0 to England. It didn't let up there, Seb.
No, well, I think France kept making those mistakes, and unfortunately, you know, I think they didn't have high-end finishers on the French side. Fanny Ramos on the fifth tackle 2 times tried a sneaky short-side carry instead of taking a kick and finish with a high-end finish, you know, close to the England try line. And they just, you know, they need to clean that kind of stuff up, honestly.
This is a special moment. Ebony Partington with a debut try.
Debut tries are really special. I think England had some great shape, some great depth as well, that allowed the England side to have time and that depth to just get the ball to the winger and, you know, score that try. She's going to be feeling really proud of that moment there.
It's a really good sign for an attacking side when you're getting joy both sides of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tamsin Renouf, we talked about her development and the way that she's executed a lot of her plays. I think she had some real finesse, some high quality skill. All of them look like great athletes, but they look connected as well, through the spine, through the middle. Everything looks like it's well planned, well rehearsed, well drilled, and, you know, 30-0 fruits of their labour.
If we give France anything in that first 40 minutes, it may be shot of the half, which unfortunately for them was brilliant, but it came just before Tara-Jane Stanley's try.
Bang! That's why we come and watch Rugby League. Who said it's not gladiatorial anymore? They've had a lot of togetherness and you know, toughness, but again, talking about what Seb's talking about, some of the edge defence there couldn't deal with Tara-Jane Stanley there. She's an unbelievable player, which has got a fingerprint on the ball. But you know what, Brian, I really liked when they have conceded defence, they've been behind the sticks, they've been together, they've had their arms around each other's shoulders, and they'll look positive in their body language.
The message from Stuart Barrett to his side, a 30-0, nearly flawless first 40 minutes is sometimes hard to replicate. We're not necessarily guaranteed a 60-0 final scoreline here.
I don't think so. I think the French are very proud girls, and I'm sure they're going to come up with loads of fire in them. They're going to respond to this, and I'm sure we can have a more exciting second half. But then Stu Barrow can definitely praise his girls there. You know, humans like recognition, and he needs to give them some praise there. And the girls are going to come out firing as well for England.
Romain Maillot, he's going to have to motivate these girls to go back and throw something back at England.
Yeah, I love what Seb's just said then, that human beings love recognition. He's just got to find out all the little wins that they've had within the game. We looked at the big shot. They're all stood behind the sticks there, cohesive. And I think you've got to celebrate that. They're on a journey. And, you know, when we talk about in the past, when we started the show, the wheelchair game, where it's progressed, well, we all take little steps towards the final destination. You know, they're a long way off where they want to be, but they've got to pick out the little wins and make the most of them in the second half.
You know, I look at Roman in the dressing room there, and I look at Stu Barrow and Tony Smith, who's going to be our special guest for Game 2, the England men against the Frenchmen. Coaches relish challenges like that. Jamie, you've coached briefly, but I would find that a difficult position to be in. You could see coaches like Tony rubbing their hands together with a challenge like that.
Oh, it's a tough one for coaches when you see your team do that. It's out of your control there, because like the coach's job is the whole preparation towards the game. But once the game is happening, you're off the field, you can't do anything about it, and all you can say is a few quick words at half time, but it's still out of your control. So I trust the girls can come out and do a better job. It says 42% completion rate at the end of the first half for the French, but it was actually 22% at 30 minutes. So I think they'll get better and complete their sets, get high-end finishes, and perform much better.
Yeah, just another stat to give you an indication of the English dominance. Play the balls in the opposition half, 39 for England, just 9 for France in that first 40 minutes. We got 40 more to come here at the Halliwell Jones Stadium on Sky Sports as we focus on the international game this bank holiday weekend. Stuart Barrow's side with a commanding half-time lead. Can they extend it, and by how much? You'll find out with us here on Sky Sports after this.
give away, but they are short on that side, and that's where England are going, and it's going to be a try in at the corner, and it's Leah Burke. Big ball out wide, Tara-Jayne Stanley, unselfish pass, and they're in again at the corner. Leah Burke makes it 2 inside the opening 9 minutes.
Burke bagged the brace to give England an 8-0 lead. 2 of those unconverted by Tara-Jayne Stanley. She got her sights adjusted and converted 3 of the next 4 tries. England have a 30-0 half-time lead at the Halliwell Jones Stadium. We've got 40 more minutes of this women's international game to come. Seb, your demands, if you were Stuart Barrow of this side in the second 40, would be?
Just keep doing what you're doing. They've been doing a great job, you know, opening up to the wing, taking strong carries down the middle, completing their sets, having really high-end finishes, getting repeat sets. Just keep doing that.
Give the French women something practical they could do in the second half to arrest this flow.
Soak up the atmosphere, enjoy the experience of playing in front of a big crowd. A lot of young girls in there, maybe not been through this experience before. And if you want to develop and grow, you're going to have to understand what it looks, what it feels, what it smells like. Listen, they could come out here and go 5 drives for a settler and the stats would look a lot better. But that's not going to improve them as a team. They've got to keep trying, got to keep trying to upskill themselves and keep playing. Enjoy it.
There is something special about an international atmosphere. We must make mention of it. There's another game to come after this, but it does feel special. And the people that are coming in here, you can see the enthusiasm they have for the game. Okay, let's go back to our commentary team now. There they are. You might recognise the very familiar face of Sean Long sitting alongside Lauren Fresneau, the head coach of the men's side. They're preparing to go up against Sean Wayne and his team shortly. Let's kick off the second half. Let's get back to our commentary team of Barry McDermott, Courtney Winfield-Hill and Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Brian. The French will be hoping for a better start to the second half than they got in the first half. Can they make inroads into this England team as the rain just eases off a little bit? Good to see at half-time. Lots of youngsters dancing on the field as well. So many youngsters here taking their look at International Rugby League. As England work their way up to the 40-metre line. Peach in at dummy half will get the ball away. Really good carry gets England towards the halfway line. And look now to work it short pass, and through the middle they go. And here's a chance now for England. Support arriving, but a little bit too late as the strong run takes England inside the 20. Look to play the ball here. Going to that right side. Harris tries to break through the line. Thought about the offload. Thought better of it. They're 10 out England. Roach just dropping back into a kicking position here. But they're going to go with a kick from the ruck area. But France dive on the loose ball.
Well, that's the danger, isn't it, Sinead? Peach pauses, running from dummy half. She feeds the front rower, Grace Field. Doesn't really know what to do. She's accelerating, slowing down, trying to find a support runner. But another great start to the half for England. And I guess it's about maintaining standards for England. It'd be great to score a load more tries, but really, 30 points, the way they've played together, the cohesive nature they've played the game in is enough. Maintain the standards. Don't allow those standards to drop would be the message for the England team.
A good strong challenge from Molyneux, the Wigan player. As here, France have got a really deep line, but they take their eye off it. Justin Rose comes up with the error there. And France again can't complete a set. Here now goes Whitfield carrying forward. Here's the error again. They had bodies out the back, but just an eye on the defender running in there. As here now is Roach. Roach drops the ball back inside. Field will carry it forward. They're 10 away.
Release. 2.
Peach looking, will go left. Roach out the back. Tara-Jayne Stanley into the line now. Sidestep going for the line, trying to power forward and just dragged back into the field of play as Sinead Peach looking round. Gets the ball away. Next carried forward. Holly May-Dodd going to be too big, too strong. Another French error leads to more points for England. And it's Holly May-Dodd heading down under to the NRLW, but showing her quality for England. They're over again.
also not a stranger to the try line, and Polly, probably one of her best assets is her subtle footwork, and we can see it just there, just a little subtle change off the right foot. And particularly, to be fair, I've actually enjoyed watching most of the forwards do that today. It's got them on the front foot a lot of times, and we have a look. The French have made 23 missed tackles now, and I think that's a really nice flavour that we're seeing is our big forwards having some nice footwork that gets them on the front foot, winning those battles.
And also, just to back up those stats about missed tackles, Holly May Dodd, 11 carries in the game so far. England have made a total of 10 line breaks. So obviously, plenty of work offensively for England, but that late footwork on a greasy track, in greasy conditions. We talked about the drizzle and the rain. You're unsure about your footwork when it's like that underfoot, but pure quality from England.
Here's the kick then. Should be a straightforward attempt. Stanley strikes that one true, and through the middle. England extend their lead yet further, 36 points to 0.
Holly May Dodd, well, she's had some big involvements so far in this match. A long way to go, 30+ minutes, but Sinead Peach, her work around 9, first of all gave the line break to Gracefield, and then her deception, showing left, going right, played a huge part, a huge role. And as Stu Barrow and the England team expected, she's made a big impact coming off the bench.
Let's get down to pitch side then, get some England reaction. The assistant coach, Dec Hardman, is with us. Dec, you must be pretty pleased with the opening 43 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's been a great start for us. We started well, obviously getting a drop out from the first kick, and we just managed to front load our energy on the back of that. So we're really happy with the start for sure.
Stuart said during the week about keeping it pretty simple early on, and you've executed your skill pretty well at times.
Yeah, we just talked about being patient, you know, building into it, making sure that when we get a chance we execute, but there's a process before that, and not trying to push the ball and not score off every play.
What was said at half-time then for the second 40 minutes?
Well, we just talked about very much of the same, you know, about going through the process, you know, don't get excited, make sure we look after the ball, and then we get the reward at the back of it, so we've got to do the hard work first.
Cheers, Dec, thank you for that one.
Yeah,
we'll look for the second half as England on the end of a penalty award there. Pretty nasty tackle, but they got a little bit fortunate with a kick to touch there, didn't they, England?
Yeah, and again, it's just another one of those awareness errors. As a winger, it's do your role, and that's one of the very simple roles that they can do.
Field another charge up the middle. Peach looking around. Roach to the left, but they go into Harris. Harris now takes on the line. Had options, but is pushed back, Zoe Harris. Plenty of success with St Helens. Now chasing it with England. Whitfield carries through the middle. Juggles did well to hold on to that. And finds a front as well. Wants a quick play of the ball. England now with a chance. Peach jumps out at dummy half. Peach going for the line. Not for the first time, France managing to keep England out around the ruck area. Last one. Stanley's going to float the kick out wide. Chance here for the hat-trick. Oh, it's beautiful. Leah Burke on the end of it. The catch and the put down. And England score again. 3 for Leah Burke. A flying finish, and England have got 40.
Absolute quality from England. There was some interchange of players, positions and roles when Sinead Peach jumped from dummy half. It meant that Shauna Hoyle had to go in at dummy half, but there's some lovely touches, isn't there? You can see that the bouncing ball is not dealt with properly, and France had an opportunity to catch that ball. It came, it went, and then England with a kick measured to perfection, put in the right spot. The catch with bodies around her was top class from Leah Burke, and that's her hat-trick. Wonderful stuff. Never took her eyes off the ball, never changed her pace. The quality of the kick and catch.
What I really love there, Georgia, obviously Sinead jumping out from half and Georgia Roach jumping in. you can see straight away Tara Stanley offering out the back, taking that leadership. Yep, give it to me. I'll finish this set off for us. And that kick is just a terrific skill as a fullback to have.
And she now convert the try from the sideline. This is as tough as they come. The woodwork earlier in the match from a similar position, and this one just fades in front of the post, so it remains 40 points to nil. Here is Leah Burke, then not her first hat-trick for England, got one in the World Cup against Papua New Guinea, and 3 more to add to the ever-growing tally, and you get the feeling that she stays around a long time, could become England's record try scorer.
Well, listen, the talk of both of these games is about the dawn of a new era. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, our studio guest, used a great analogy about setting the compass. What's the direction of travel for both of these sides? Well, in only a 7th game, Leah Burke has proven that she can finish. We're already seeing the combinations between those spine players, how they're working, the introduction of Sinead Peach when she's come off the bench. Just really, really good signs for the future. It's all gearing towards France, of course, in 2025.
It is England working the middle of the field.
This is free. Move! Hold, go free.
Centre of the field. Not the best pass on this occasion. England will just have to lose a couple of metres there. French looking to put the squeeze on England. Another juggle there on midfield. England will kick from inside their own 40-metre line. Here is Georgia Roach. Distance on the kick, caught on the full. And here Ramazeles will bring it back. That's a better kick return from the French. Don't forget, coming up next after this one, it's a turn of the men. There's Shaun Wane. Fine beard, that Shaun. England taking on France, 4:15. Sean Long and Lauren Fresinu will be hoping to plot the downfall of the English. The men's to come next after the women's. Half an hour left of this one. France 30 off their own line. Look to drive forward. I think what we've seen from Sarah Menna, she's a physical player, isn't she? Put that big hit in earlier, and she's got a little bit to go forward for the French.
Absolutely, she's shown terrific signs, and what you need in a team like that is for people to come with you. There can't just be one. That energy needs to be infectious to the rest of the players around her, and they've got to go with her.
Well, she's just got a bang on the head. That is Sarah Menna, who we were just talking about there. There's an England player getting treatment as well. The medics are on. It's Vicky Molyneux.
Yeah, she's had a couple of big collisions, hasn't she?
She's had a couple of big collisions with Sarah Menna as well,
yes.
hasn't she? Hopefully she's okay. It's the shoulder. Made a debut. Victoria Molyneux made a debut in 2007. Let's see if we can see what happened here.
I'm not sure it was in that one. It's at times had elements of physicality, but France unable to maintain that keep. That you can see on contact. France lose the ball, and Justine Rose is unable.
That will be zero.
She's going into a posse of England players to keep hold of the ball, and it looks like she's taken a knock as well.
Goodness me. Look, I think, and it's tough to see injuries, isn't it? But I think that says a lot about how England are defending here. And we can look at the scoreboard and say 40-0, and obviously there's been some terrific attacking plays. But for me, the way England are defending, there's great energy. They're in numbers, driving back.
Yeah, thank you for that. Corner's treatment has been administered. Let's head down to John Wells. He's got a special guest with him on a proud day for the Cunningham family.
Yeah, I do indeed, Mark. Thank you. And it was excellent detective skills on my part. Just turn around in a second, if you would, Gary. I spotted this in the crowd, so I thought, why not have a chat to the dad? Look, we know that it's an incredibly proud day for the girls. That goes without saying. But there's the support networks in all of these cases as well. So tell us about how you're feeling today. First day as England captain.
I did have a few tears in my eyes. Can't lie, but it's Waddington girl, England captain, playing in Waddington, big crowd. You know, I remember years ago there was probably 8 people watching our Jodie when she was 14, 15, and yeah, to see this, it's just. Don't start me off, let's get going again.
Just a word on the crowd then, because this has been a massive evolution of the women's sport, hasn't it? As you said, you know, you're watching this in front of a few hundred people, and now there are thousands.
Yeah. It's been like that a few times.
We'll just come back to you, sorry.
Yeah, Holly May-Dodd rampaging through the middle. Second try for Holly May-Dodd, and it gets this ever-growing crowd on its feet. England cutting loose here, the fans lapping it up. And Holly May-Dodd, much to the approval of the skipper, is over for her second try.
Again, we see that lovely footwork of Holly May-Dodd to get around the fullback to finish that off. But have a look here. I just love how they're just running in support. Shona Hoyle goes to the line. Sorry, it's Grace Field. Goes to the line, and we just see it's just simple things like that. I think the French can learn a lot from it. It's going in numbers.
It's something Lois Fassel was working particularly hard on yesterday when I watched the captain's run. Forwards going in numbers, forwards passing to forwards, and the number 4 in your picture, Amy Hardcastle, everybody knows her, the girl with the pink hair. She's chased every break. She's desperate to get over the line. The hard-running centre, it's not often she plays and doesn't score. 24 games, 26 tries before today, Mark.
Yeah, the kick is good. 46 points to 0 in favour of England. There is Holly May-Dodd, will be heading off to Australia. What can she expect, Courtney, when she gets to the NRLW, do you think?
Oh, look, I'm so excited for all these girls that are going down under. I'm excited for them personally. I'm disappointed for our competition.
What's going on? The NRLW get those exciting players. We get you, Courtney.
I'm sorry.
What have we done?
All I can say is I'm sorry, but you don't have to put up with me anymore.
You'd have to put her with him. A kick short, but taken by England. Don't forget that men's international coming up at 4:15 on Sky Sports Arena this afternoon. And plenty of NRL action to come as well. And we're back in the Super League on Thursday. Hull take on Wigan. Hull looking to building on that win last time out against the leaders Wigan. All that to come in the next week. Here come England though. Their goals a little bit more short-term this afternoon. Can they put some more points on this French outfit? Peach gets the ball away, carried forward here. Dodd again looking to offload.
And it's high-quality stuff from Sinead Peach around the play of the ball. Deception, showing one way and going another. Picking the ball up, just engaging the markers, making sure they can't move on. And that's the reason the space is created out wide.
It is, and Tara Jane Stanley trying to race through on the back of that Harris pass. 20 away, last one. England with Harris. Harris gets the kick away, it's deflected in the air. England will back that down. It's play on here, and eventually knocked on by England. So France survive.
Well, it might be a French first knock on, you know. It's a rushed kick, isn't it, from Harris? A contest where the ball is battered down, and I'm almost certain that the French player knocks the ball on first.
It's always a challenge, isn't it, when you make that break into the 5th play and you don't usually have that time you do to set up that kick. You could see Georgia Roach screaming for it. She wanted it under the post.
What can the French do here? Don't want to run into those two. That's probably the last thing you want to do. The tackle made. Close in. The French out wide, but England defending well, and I think that will be something they have spoken about at half-time, is get aggressive in defence and really squeeze this French team as much as you can.
Absolutely, and you know, everybody loves ball in hand, but there's no better way to bring an energy to your team through big hits and hits together, hits in numbers, and from that first half, 20 missed tackles in the first half. An easy, simple way to get yourself back in the game.
Ball up to the 40-metre line for the French. Last one.
And Mark, as if to emphasise your point, the person Amy Hardcastle was talking about once again on the score sheet hadn't had enough ball. But what does she do? She gets in and does some defence.
Well, we mentioned the kicking game earlier. That's a better end to the set from the French, isn't it? They've got to take the small wins out of this, haven't they? But that was a better kick towards the touchline. It just gives the forward pack a bit of a breather.
Absolutely, and how often have we seen England come out of their 30-metre end? Not often. So, as we said, kick it into touch, give your team a breather, settle, organise, and let's go.
Being carried forward by England. The rain has eased off. Here in Warrington. There's a tackle made on the 40-metre line. Partington, what a day for her and her family. A debut try for England as Burke carries strongly. The outside backs getting involved here for England as Hardcastle now wants to run up the middle. They get in front, but it takes 3 to bring her down. Peach now set restart for England, and Peach gets it to Harris, turns it back inside. Whitfield stopped this time. 30 away. England looking for yet another score here. Roach back inside, ball up the middle. Good run as well. Field is dragged down. How long can France hang on here as Harris now gets the ball away to Stanley. Stanley, oh, well met. That was better. Good one-on-one tackle over on that far side. 12 away. Running straight and hard. England now looking to set play up. Georgia Roach is pointing, but they're going down the short side here, and they've put it down. Who couldn't take the ball, and France defensively all firm.
I think we've seen some really positive things there in defence, and you look at even just their spacings on that line, then they're starting to get a little bit more organised, and once they're organised, it puts a few question marks in the England team's heads.
Well, he has got, you know, we mentioned that 9 of this 17 were involved in the last World Cup, but that means nearly half of this team weren't, and that's a lot of players, isn't it, to change over and expect to hit the ground running against an opponent like England.
And it's not great preparation. Sorry, Con, it's not great preparation for them. Serbia 116-0. So in terms of, you know, what they've got to build into the character and defending together, it's not enough. And Serbia obviously were overwhelmed by France, and it wasn't ideal preparation going into this game, Corbin.
No, it's not, but it's still preparation, isn't it? And we talk about the World Cup and developing so many nations across the world. It needs to be done, not ideal preparation.
Oh, the big tackle goes in, ball's on the ground. Well, England have got it back. Aggressive defence.
Shauna Hoyle comes out of the line and forces the mistake. She's been all over the field. I'm not even sure whether she's had a break yet.
And the ball now 20 away. Driven up the middle again. They're within 15 here. Peach is looking. Roach is out to the left. Gets it away to Stanley. Stanley gets it out to Burke. Burke going for a fourth try, but this time France will hold firm on that touchline side. The ball now swings in field. Roach just stands, and Holly Maydod couldn't take it in. France throw the ball on the floor there. The referee will come back for the first knock-on. France will get it back. But
do you want it in the middle? Scrum in the middle,
scrum centre field.
And that's great reward there. I'm so happy for the French. We've just seen a change in attitude and energy. All of a sudden, they're getting up off that line. They're meeting the attack on that 10. And simple pressure, isn't it? Up in their face.
Wait it. No, they're not packed in. Wait there.
They haven't helped themselves today. I'm looking, they've made 9 handling errors, and I'm guessing pretty much all of them will be inside their own half. And when you're doing that at this level, it's going to cost you points, and it has done more often than not. Strong carry, though, there. Castle in with a tackle. It's here off the touchline as Ellis brings it forward.
And we talk, don't we, about the difference between defence and attack. Well, defending just robs you of that energy. It robs you of the ability to use late footwork, ride a tackle or two. That's the reason on tackle 4 they've hardly made any metres forward. France so far in this set.
Lise Michel in at dummy half as the heavens open again and the rain comes down.
Go for.
And brought forward up to the 30. This one then, they'll need a good end to this set to get them out of their own end of the field. A kick downfield over the top of Burke, and again they find touch. Well, there seems to be a little bit more of a plan in how they're going to complete the sets. That's twice they've come to this near touch line. They're going to take the little wins out of this one and look to build on those.
It hasn't asked many questions of the defence. England seem to be able to number off, deal with the attacking players and players that France are throwing at them, but they are stripping it back, making it as basic as possible so they can get to the back end and put a kick in. So in that respect, Mark, it is a progressive set.
England just short of the halfway line. Oh, a good carry. Whitfield's gone well off the bench, hasn't she?
I think both forwards, when they've come off the bench, Whitfield and obviously Gracefield, have really made defenders front open and deal with them.
That's free.
Yeah, now they go with Hoyle. Try in the first half, stop 30 away this time. Here now is Harris with room to manoeuvre, thinking about the kick out wide. Looking now on that far touchline, will the ball stay in play? No, and this time, credit to Margot Canal, comes up with the ball and saves a try.
I love that from Zoe Harris there. A little bit of creativity, not waiting till 5, sees an opportunity and gets those outside backs chasing in. But prior to that, you talk about Vicky Whitfield getting a nose through the line constantly, finds her front, and then Shona Hoyle, the quick play the ball that enables that left-hand edge of the French defence. They weren't even set and ready to go.
It was better from Margot Canal, who must wish she could have done better with a couple of kicks in the first half, but England now back 20 metres away, looking for a 10th try. Ball carried, and now the ball has come free, and Lise Michel protests her innocence, but the referee says that will be a penalty for England.
England was looking to set up, and the communication from Georgia Roach over on this left side, you feel they were setting somewhere over on the right, ready for a play back this side.
Here's Molyneux now, 5 away. Peach at dummy half, going right. Here's Harris now, turns the ball back on the angle, determined carry, offload as well. England now looking, probing close to the line, but Michel makes the tackle. 5 away, Stanley in at dummy half. Roach left, Harris on the other side. They go short here, and a chance now. Surely they're going to get over the line. They do, but France again deny Gracefield a couple of metres away. Peach is going to try and pinch one. Can she wrestle the ball onto the line? Did that touch the grass? I think it did. Right, for the first time today, we need the video referee to confirm whether England have got their 50th point.
It's tackle 3, live call try, and we're checking grounding. So Peach picks up the ball cleanly. The ball is up. The ball's still up. Still up. Still up, and the ball's grounded on the line. Thank you, I've made my decision.
Yeah, the ball down on the line, despite the best efforts of the French. It is another England try incoming. England lead by 50, and Sinead Peach back in the England setup is the latest England try scorer.
And we expect that from Sinead Peach, don't we? We see it so often in the Super League. Eyes up. We have a little bit of lapse from that defensive line, and decent effort there from the French, but in these slippery conditions, it's so hard to hang on to them, and I love that Sinead, just that fighting spirit, wrestles away over the line.
The deception over the last 5 or 10 minutes. It's no wonder the defenders The French defenders aren't sure whether she's going to pass it, she's going to run. Of course, the damage that Grace Field had done prior in the build-up to that try just puts another thought or two in the minds of the French defenders. But you've got to defend the threat, and the ball is always the threat.
Tara-Jane Stanley looking for a sixth successful conversion. Looks up at the post and strokes it straight through the middle. The French have lost Sarah Lenné to that head injury assessment. She's failed that, so they're a player down. But this is the latest try. And England, in fact, this is Burke with a hat-trick try in the corner.
It's been impressive, hasn't it? You can talk all you want about France, and sometimes, you know, the side that's on the front foot sometimes falls into the trap of forcing the ball. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, our guest, talked about the discipline, with the way that they've gone into this game with a really good approach, really professional approach. 10 tries we've seen so far. You wouldn't count against another couple before they go into the changing rooms. But a really professional performance from England so far.
Here's Liv Wood back into the action.
Go free.
Determined carry again.
She's been exceptional this afternoon, hasn't she? Close to the rope, put some good shots in defensively, really set the platform for players like Tara-Jane Stanley.
That's one, 30 away. Roach is going to roll the kick in, and it's missed here. Burke is after a chance here. Can she get there? No. Ramazeles recovers. It was nearly a kick disaster again for France, and Burke was on high alert there.
She always is, and that's the best thing about Leah Burke. You don't have to tell her. It's just her gut, and her anticipation is terrific. Lovely weighted kick there, skidding through for Georgia Roach. Gives them another chance to be patient and set up for another set play here.
I could be more impressed with Georgia Roach's game management. Did you see that when you were playing with her, Courtney? Does she always have that?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's what I love most about playing with Georgia, was both of us together. She does it very well, and the NRLW will love that.
Let's play.
Here now is Peach, gets it away to Wood. Good shot goes in there from Akbar near the line. But England in ever-increasing rain. Here's Cunningham now, the skipper. England have got bodies to the left-hand side. Here now is Georgia Roach. Stanley now, got Burke on the outside. Stanley trying to power over. Good tackle there, Beville. Got underneath the ball and dragged her back into the field of play. England going down the short side. It's going to be a fourth here. Leah Burke is over again. England down the short side. And what an afternoon for Leah Burke. 10 tries now for England. 4 on the afternoon in just 7 England appearances.
Absolutely great vision there from Georgia Roach. Jumps into dummy half, and too often, you know, we go open side. We see that so often, don't we? That's the default, and defence get ready for that. Unfortunately, you know, obviously a French player down, which is not good to see there, but terrific vision from Georgia to capitalise.
It's the oldest one in the book, isn't it? Pointing open, he's going open, oh no! Brilliant stuff, isn't it? Such a smart rugby league player to recognise the opportunity, to sell it and execute it.
Again, I doubt there was conversation there. That's just Leah Burke using her own vision and his anticipation to be there in support with Georgia.
You just saw the eyes there of Roach, saw where the gap was and went to the gap, which made the defender come in, and then the pass and the inevitable finish.
That subtle change, her body angle, she angles back towards the defender to make sure the defender can't commit and move on to the next player. Player of the match is going to be a tough decision. There's been some outstanding performances by the England players.
Here's Stanley then. Looking to pile on another 2 points.
Time back on.
And that's another clean strike. And England now with 11 minutes left, they're threatening to cut loose here and rack up a big score. They were held quite tight last year, 36 points to 10. But this time the French have got no answer to the power of England.
Just love that. I just love the fact that when they get over there, there's no overplay from England. When you look at the mistakes that have been made during this match, England have made 7. I can't recall too many of them. You get the thumbs up from Stuart Barrow, the coach. But the important thing for England is when they've made those mistakes, it's been as England make a mistake.
There's no thumbs up about that catch.
They haven't made them in positions when they put themselves under pressure. That's the point I'm making. But is it Vicky Molyneux on that front line? Yeah, it just bounces off her chest. Difficult conditions for both sets of players now.
But here's a terrific opportunity for France coming in. They're going to have six attempts at the line here.
No, they're not.
No,
they're
See,
not.
you've jinxed them now.
What are we doing, mate? What are we doing to them?
Oh, wow.
I'm going to be quiet. Over to you, Mark. We've done it.
Yeah, Lise Michel going without it. Yeah, it's frustrating. I think the big crowd here would quite welcome a French response.
Of course, yeah. We want to see them rewarded for their endeavour.
Well, Romain doesn't look too happy with life at the moment. Not the way he wanted his tenure in against England to start.
I guess the take-home for France and these players who are youthful and low in experience is something Courtney said right at the beginning. It's the basics, the fundamentals done really well on the biggest stage and in testing conditions as the ball has been slippery. That's been the difference between these two sides, and that's what France have got to work on moving forward.
Apparently it doesn't rain in the south of France either, eh? That's what they tell me.
Ball carried forward by England. Bennett back out there. Harris finds Stanley, gets it away. Renouf into the line, looking to offload. Can't do on this occasion. Last one for England. Harris gets hands on the ball now. He's going to float the kick across the field. Taken on the line. That was a better take. And France have got it back. But they're right on their own line. And England here will be looking to force an error through some aggressive defence. These are tough carries.
This is a terrific opportunity for the French backs to get in and help their forwards out. You can see after that kick, they're slow to retreat. We've got 8 minutes left in the game. Of course, they're tired. But those backs have got to come in and get some work.
Good tackle from Cunningham and Wood involved as well. 4 tackles and they're still inside the 20 here, France. Looking to play, but again, aggressive defence. Offloaded balls on the ground. England will pounce on that. There will be a knock on either way. So England are going to get it back.
It's quite ambitious. The one thing you learn when you play rugby league in the rain is you can still use the ball, you can still pass the ball, but just think about the distance and the time that the defenders have to make that shot. So give it an early pass. It was quite close to the line. Doesn't mean you don't pass and you clam up, but to offload the ball when you're going backwards.
I think they've had a little bit of luck because it's England who actually knocked it on the ground, so they'll get it back. Hit the French player's knee, so play on. And for the official, Christophe Young today, he's not had a lot of big decisions to make, but he's had a decent game. Young referee making his way. There he is. Sure, we'll see more of him in the future as well, as France have it. 30 off their own line. Time ticking away. Don't forget the men's game to come. Starts at 4:30, so just under an hour. Ball out centre field. Did a carry, last one though for France. It's a kick short downfield, picked up by Burke. Burke on the rampage now. Tackled, 40 away. 4 tries for Leah Burke. Here's Hardcastle now. Hardcastle. Every time she gets it, you feel the crowd lift. They're expecting things to happen.
Definitely, and she's very much looking forward to playing in this game, in this shirt that celebrates Rob Burrow. It was a big occasion for her, as it is all the players.
It is. Harris now, ball back on the angle, carried inside the 20. England looking for more points as time ticks by here. They're going to get it away. Cunningham driving it to the line. Last one. Options either side, but they're going to Roach. Roach with a sidestep. Cuts back, going for the line. Flicks the pass away to Wood. Can Wood offload it? No. Tackle right on the line. I know they've conceded a lot of tries, France, but there have been occasions on their own goal line where they have served what look like certain tries, haven't they?
Absolutely. There's been, particularly this second half, some really good moments and sets of positivity in their defence. On the flip of that, you know, we talk about this has been a terrific performance from England today. However, looking forward, I do think there are some areas in attack that they need to be able to capitalise on better. We saw Renouf earlier, an error where they had 4-on-2. Need to just polish up as we go forward in this next 2 years.
I think the fact that France have only had 9 play-of-the-balls in the opposition half, Barry, says that they've actually done pretty well to keep the scoreline down, haven't they?
Like you said, the resistance the French put up on the goal line in that last set of 6 means that they haven't thrown the towel in. They've still got pride in the shirt. They've still got pride in the defence. They've just been outclassed. They've just been outclassed on many levels.
Yeah, look at that possession. Look at the total metres. England over 1,100. Oh, another error, though, from France. And England will want one more to take with them into the dressing rooms here as Bennett jumps out of dummy half. Wasn't the best pass, but Holly May Dodd was brave and dived on the loose ball. Here's Roach now, gets it away. Hoyle carrying again. England need to be clinical here. Harris pops up the ball, chance for Molyneux. Good tackle, brings her down, out wide. Fighting to get to her feet. We'll play it now. England with Liv Wood. Wood fancying a run at the line, was trying to get the arm free, but is tackled. Bennett waits at dummy half. Roach demands the ball and gets it. Roach now goes out the back. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham gets it away to Hardcastle. Well, it wouldn't be an England Women's International without a try for Amy Hardcastle. And that's got the crowd cheering again. It's try number 27 in England colours for Hardcastle. Had to wait a long time for it, but it's smiles all round and England ending on a high.
She's been looking for that all game. She's been looking for it. Hunting, following the ball. Again, it came from a mistake from France. The ball just bobbling on the floor. And England, as they have done all afternoon, first on the mistake, first on the bouncing ball, a good pass from 9, nice deception and long pass to Tara Stanley, who does incredibly well. Again, good quality. It's Jodie Cunningham, sorry, not Tara Stanley, who provides the pass to Amy Hardcastle. As I said, speaking to her yesterday at the captain's run, said she was so proud, so privileged to be playing in this shirt that celebrated Rob Burrow, an inspiration for nearly everybody in this country, never mind everybody in rugby league, but to be out there representing the MND community is something she was very grateful for, and she's got to try for a trouble as well.
Here's Tara Jane Stanley looking to add another 2 points. 18 on the afternoon for her. She's top scorer at the World Cup with 62 points for England. Can she make it 20 on the day today? Yes, she can. Another goal to add to another try. Hardcastle with a score. And we mentioned earlier on, Courtney, there is a rise in the crowd every time she gets the ball, and they've come to expect finishes like this.
She'll be absolutely stoked with that. As you say earlier, not many games go by without Amy Hardcastle scoring, and lovely to see there. I think
turn back on then.
Kira Bennett comes back on, and in the wet, that delivery to cut out 3 French defenders sets Amy up to go through untouched. Brilliant.
Some good skill all round. And again, what about Jodie Cunningham? First game as the captain, could have been forgiven for a dummy, a show and go, keeping that ball, trying to score to try herself, but she just puts it on a plate for her teammate.
England pushing for one more of all the reaction to come to this one, and all the build-up, of course, to the men's international that's on the way shortly. England against France. Cunningham wrapped up 5 short of the halfway line. Ball now working its way forward. Another big carry. Plenty of positives for Stuart Barrow to take out of this one today. As Bennett again, now a dummy half finds Hardcastle. Hardcastle bumps off 1, bumps off 2. Rampaging run tackle, 12 away. Bourke was calling for it. Wanted try number 5. Is Bennett going to go that way? Bennett is going to work it short side. Here's Roach, stabs a kick through. But France will let the ball roll dead. And that might just do it. The kick just a little bit too strong on this occasion.
A little bit heavy there from Georgia, but I'm really pleased to see they're still looking to score points. You know, 30 seconds to go, and they're still hungry to get across the line.
The countdown is on here. It's been a tough old day for the French women's side. Stuart Barrow gets his England reign off to a winning start. 4 tries on the afternoon for Leah Burke. Outstanding. Some great individual performances. Holly May Dodd, one of those. Tamsin Renouf back in an England shirt as well. So many things. The skipper delighted. The smile on the face tells a picture. Stuart Barrow looks pretty pleased as well. Be happy with the fact that his side didn't concede any points today. But tries were flowing, and the England number 5 helped herself to 4 of them here. Warm embraces all rounds. As England have got the job done. They've beaten France by 64 points to 0.
Mark Courtney, Barry, thank you very much. Our guest in studio here at the Halliwell Jones Stadium for game 1 of our international doubleheader. Our Jamie Jones Buchanan and World Cup winner Seb Bajarin. And Seb, we'll start with you. Hard to find fault with anything that the England women did there today. A near perfect performance.
Near perfect performance, yeah, they were absolutely great. I think they outclassed France in every way. They really showed their physical preparation was amazing. I mean, like, if you compare the strength between that England side and that French side, I think EPU have done a massive job, a great job in the last couple of years, helping England players to be better, be physically better, be mentally better. And it really showed today. They've just got so much more strength compared to the French, and it just showed off during the whole game.
Every day's a school day. Stuart Barrow commiserating with his counterpart Romain Maillot. The French will learn plenty from this, despite the heavy defeat.
That's all you can do. Just keep learning, keep wanting to have the desire to improve. Have a look at the positive, the little wins, you know, the bits that did go well, and there'll be lots for them to think about. Just one step at a time, those little incremental gains, and in time the personnel will come in and the French will get better.